Hello and welcome to Lincoln-Douglas debate. Today I'll be taking you through how to write in the Lincoln-Douglas debate case, step by step, and explain the components of a Lincoln-Douglas debate case. Starting off, there are three main parts to an LD case: the value, the criteria, and the contentions. What is a value? Well, in a real round, a value is something like justice, economic freedom, or general welfare. Beautiful terms, but without a context, meaningless. So, what is the context of Lincoln-Douglas debate? Well, that is the resolution. For today, we'll be using the resolution that long-lasting structures are superior to temporary structures. So, at the end of the day, you have to set up a world in which long-lasting structures are superior to temporary structures. How do we do this? Well, let's take two example values, that of twig houses and that of sturdy houses. Now, if we look at a picture of a twig house, what do we think? We think not going to last very long, not very appealing overall, and probably going to fall apart in the next couple of years. Whereas if we were to look at a picture of, say, what we'd consider a sturdy house, we'd think, wow, that thing's built like a tank. It's going to last a long time. What did I just say? It's going to last a long time. We just proved the resolution true. Because when you look at the sturdy house, you automatically think going to last a long time, and thus is superior to the twig house, which isn't going to last a long time, or is a temporary structure. So when you look at your value should immediately, in the judge's mind, bring up a flag that says, that means the resolution is correct. I look at a sturdy house and I go, wow, that's going to last a long time. The resolution's true. It's definitely superior to that twig house. Or you could have a value that's completely irrelevant, like my friend Mr. Fluffy Penguin. Penguins and other values like this are pretty useless in Lincoln-Douglas debate, and I highly discourage running them. So, sorry Mr. Fluffy Penguin, but you're for another day. Now that we have that out of the way, let's take a look at what supports our value, or the criteria, the means of achieving a value. In our example case, that will be a solid foundation. A solid foundation is relevant to the resolution because it will create a sturdy house. Now, how do we tie or prove to the judge that a solid foundation does actually create a sturdy house? How do we link them, per se? Well, that's done through our contentions, which, a lot like this chain, goes from one to the other, from the criteria to the value. Our first contention, therefore, states that a solid foundation allows for a well-built frame. Our second, a well-built frame creates structural strength. And finally, our third, structural strength means that you have a sturdy house. This is a very strong chain for today's debate because it ties clearly a solid foundation to a sturdy house. And that brings me to, how do you determine the strength? And I just told you how. You look at whether they apply or not. It's really the difference between having a giant chain holding your case together and a weak chain. If your contentions, or the contentions of this case, were to say something along the lines of, a solid foundation allows for construction workers to walk around a house building it safely, and thus maintaining safety allows them to visualize straight beams, and visualizing straight beams allows them to actually build straight beams, which then allows them to place roofs on the house that will be structural. I don't know about you, but that didn't sound like it made any sense to me. Which is something very important to remember in a debate round. You need to make sense to a common person. A judge who's probably never even heard of Lincoln-Douglas debate before in their life is judging for the first time and doesn't really want to hear about your fluffy penguin friend or some bizarre theory some astronaut came up on another planet. You need to keep it applicable to the resolution and as straightforward as possible. just like our contentions do in our practice case, by stating that a solid foundation allows for a well-built frame creates structural strength, and so on. It creates a clear link or a clear chain between your criteria and your value, which is a strong Lincoln Douglas debate case. Thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more like it, and have a great day, and good luck at the tournaments.